I saw this tweet on the Assassin's Creed account the other day that said, "Where Mirage meets reality, discover the Assassin's Creed Mirage haptic system in collaboration with OWO." And then there's this picture of what appears to be the protagonist of the video game alongside a zip-up piece of body armor, hashtag Feel the Assassin, and then learn more at owogame.com, which I had to do. Hello, welcome back to Wavelengths. It's still a show about video game news. I'm still Brendan Bigley. I have new episodes whenever there's interesting video game news to talk about. I just put one out earlier this week, and there's another one today because what is this company? Now, the idea of immersing yourself in your entertainment is definitely nothing new. I feel like you can go to Orlando, Florida, and experience 5 to 10 different versions of what if the screen you were watching also sprayed water on you when somebody spit. The idea of immersing yourself even further into a video game with haptics is really also nothing new. Right now, the Nintendo Switch has HD Rumble. The DualSense controller for the PS5 has dual senses, one of them being touch, and the other one being it touches back. It rumbles back. Why is it called that? Because you can hear things. Because the DualSense has a speaker also. Anyway, the DualSense controller has haptic triggers, which allow you to put more pressure on the triggers depending on what's going on in the game. It's very cool in things like Ratchet & Clank, and in Returnal, and in Horizon Forbidden West. It works really well, but I feel like people want us to be more on the cusp than we are of this far-off future where we can have complete and total immersion, based on things like Ready Player One or that One Pendragon book, for the 5 people who understand what I'm talking about, where you can put on a VR headset that is completely indistinguishable from reality and lay in like a pod, hypothetically, and feel and experience every single thing that would be happening in the virtual world that you're in. And let's be honest with one another, that's not real. We're not there yet. I am not a VR hater. I like VR. I had a PSVR 1, and it was a great time. I played Skyrim so much, with my windows open in the winter and a pine-scented candle lit. I even spent a lot of time in the big virtual movie theater from the Hulu app on PSVR 1, which rocked. Especially in my tiny apartment, it was very cool to put on a headset and be like, wow, now I'm in a big virtual movie theater or a penthouse or on the beach. I legitimately liked it. This is not even a bit. I think it was great. But it wasn't reality. I didn't feel super immersed. I just felt like I was wearing a big clunky thing on my head, and I think it's going to be years and years and years before it doesn't feel that way. And that brings us to OWO, who have created what they call the haptic gaming system, and sometimes also on their website they call it Second Skin, which is really, it honestly just looks like those shirts that bikers wear when they're zooming around your town and yelling at cars for being on the road also. But in this case, it's a suit that has a bunch of haptic points all over it that you can zip onto your torso, and according to the tech specs section of their website, contains haptics like sensation technology in 10 locations, parentheses, arms included. It connects via Bluetooth to your computer or your phone, or I think your console. Honestly, the website is kind of confusing on that front. And it allows you to feel the sensations of the character that you're playing as in those video games. That's right. The dream is made real thanks to OWO. Now, part of the OWO Second Skin haptic experience is downloading an app in which you can customize your experience and like the severity of the sensations that you'll be experiencing. And just looking at the screenshot that they have on their website, the kinds of sensations you can experience are axe, bite, strange sense, fast driving, bullet, machine gun, hugs, dagger, collision, dart, and shot with exit wound. There is even a setting that allows you to determine if you would like to feel the sensation of bleeding from your exit wound when you've been shot with a fake gun in Halo Infinite, for example. All of those sensations, of which are horrifying, and I would say in most cases are things people shouldn't experience ever in their real lives, can be yours for the low price of 500 euros, which is currently the equivalent of like $550 US, and then you too can hashtag feel the game. Or, in the case of Assassin's Creed Mirage, feel the assassin. Now, I don't want to yuck people's yum too much, and I don't want to dunk too much on a thing that people are excited about and think is cool, but the idea of spending $550 on a biker suit that allows me to feel what it's like to get shot, not so much. Not so much a time I want to have personally. Now, I should mention, if this YouTube channel was a lot bigger, which, by the way, I've been doing this show for about 2 months now, and it's doing better than I thought it was going to do, which is really cool. So thank you so much to everybody who is watching and listening and subscribing and all that stuff. If you haven't done that, do that now. That'd be very cool. Share it with a friend, whatever. But point being, if this was a bigger YouTube channel than it was, I would definitely be the person who would buy the OWO suit. And this video would also include what it's like to get stabbed in Assassin's Creed Mirage. I promise you that. But for now, $550 is so much money for that as like a bit. And I am completely obsessed with one of the pages on their website that is just listed as sensations, and it says live haptically, but the TICAL in haptically is removed, so it says live happy, and then it shows 2 people gaming super hard, wearing their OWO suits, and it shows all of the different feelings you can have, like experiencing free fall, a dagger wound with one of the models looking like happy about being stabbed directly in the appendix. They also show off the experience of lifting weight, which is a thing you can definitely already do, or getting shot, in which this person is just sitting at their desk in, I think, the exact same IKEA gaming chair that I have, and he's laughing a whole lot. And just to wrap this up, because this video doesn't need to be too long, I think just at the end of the day, the thing that really makes me laugh about this company is that, yes, it is called OWO, but really, it could be pronounced OW, which are all of the things that you'll say out loud when you get to experience the sensation of being shot, having an exit wound, and then the bleeding that comes after that. Now, believe it or not, this video is not sponsored by OWO or Ubisoft, but that said, either of those companies, if you want to prove me wrong, I promise you I will try that suit on, I will give it a fair shake, and truly, I'll probably have a good time with it. Get in touch, or don't, whatever. And for you, dear viewer or listener, thank you so much for checking this episode of Wavelengths out. I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.